You're listening to the Good Food CFO podcast, where we focus on financial strategies for building a profitable food business. I'm your host, Sarah Delavan. Today on the podcast, we're talking about financial workflows. I know it doesn't sound exciting, but stay with me. Creating smart financial workflows is your ticket to a smooth bookkeeping process, to clear monthly financial reporting, and to sales data that you can cut and slice any way you'd like, helping you forecast sales and make informed strategic and financial decisions. If you're a business owner who dreads month end and the back and forth with your bookkeeper, who wishes they had better sales data or any sales data to review in order to forecast production and sales for the future, I am glad you are here and listening to this episode. Let's get to it. Financial workflows is actually a very exciting term to someone like me, a fractional CFO and food business financial consultant, because I have a weird ability, dare I say superpower, and love for being able to see how information, the actual data and the numbers will flow through a business and how to connect all of the dots so that we've got great financial reporting and really efficient financial processes. A financial workflow is essentially the path that financial information takes from the time a customer makes a purchase, say on your website, to how that information shows up in your accounting software banking screen, to how your bookkeeper records that sale, and how it appears or is summarized on your profit and loss statement. It also determines if and how the information appears on a sales by customer, sales by channel, or sales by product report. And if you've created good workflows, you have all the data that you need without a lot of work. How many of you listening have attempted to run a sales report only to find that your system doesn't report total sales by customer, or the information you want is in several different places or several different systems, and all the data is stored in different ways, and it's virtually impossible to combine it into a single useful report? Or maybe you've got reports available to you, but you're not quite sure what their value is and how you can use them. This is super common. I think most of the time we believe or trust that a system that is intended to help us sell a product, whether it's Square or Shopify or Toast or Faire, that it will have sales and revenue reports to meet our needs as well. But oftentimes the reporting actually falls flat, either because the tool or system we're using isn't a perfect fit for our operations, or because we haven't thought through how to use the tool or system to get what we want out of it. Now, I know that everyone does not get as excited as I do about thinking through and creating financial workflows, but you can still create financial workflows that work for your business and that, most importantly, remove you, the CEO, from the reporting process, with the exception, of course, of clarifying a few expenses here and there. You should not be an integral part of the financial workflow of your business. Let's take a moment to talk about the goals that I have for every financial workflow. Goal number one is that we get good data about what was sold, how many units were sold, to whom products were sold, from each and every tool that we are using to sell and track the sales of products. And this means choosing the right tools for the job, but also setting up those tools in a way that serves your needs. Goal number two: any manual reporting that does need to be done, like pulling reports from Shopify or calculating your cost of goods sold, should be done efficiently and be as automated as possible to reduce any and all chances of human error and incorrect reporting. Goal number three is that the financial information for the business and all sales and revenue data is easily accessible to everyone on the team. So that means the business owner, the operations manager, the bookkeeper, the financial consultant, anyone who needs to see access, or utilize it. And finally, goal number 4 is that the business owner has little to no need to be involved in the financial workflow, that they are set up so that information flows cleanly and clearly through the systems from sales to monthly reporting without the business owner having to step in. Typically, if we achieve goals 1 through 3, goal number 4 is easily achieved. Setting up successful financial workflows can be summarized into a 3-step process, and it starts by understanding how your business operates, what information will help you build your business, and then choosing the right tools for the job. So, how does your business operate? In other words, how do you receive orders and how do you deliver your product? So, are you a cafe or a catering company or another type of food business that has a salesperson, a cashier, or a team member who receives orders and needs to communicate them to a team? In addition, do you accept payments right away or are you invoicing for these services? Are you a farmer's market or events-based business that sells pre-made products direct to your consumers? And do you need a tool to accept payments on site? Are you an online business that ships your products? Do you sell wholesale or are you a co-manufacturer and you need to invoice your customers? Maybe you're a combination of 2 or even more business models that I just described. Once you understand how your business will operate or does operate, you can list out your needs for receiving orders and delivering your product. And this is the starting point of your financial workflow. I'll walk you through a couple of examples. So, a cafe needs a system that houses available items so that customers can be rung up quickly and pay for their meal and deliver the order to the kitchen team so it can be prepared. A farmer's market or events based business will need a point of sale system that travels easily, can track the number of products sold and how payments were received, right? Cash versus credit card. An online business that ships product will need a website that can accept payment and facilitate the shipping of a product. If you're selling wholesale or you're a co-manufacturer and you need to invoice your customers, you of course need an invoicing system. And ideally, you can store the products that you sell in that system for easy and most importantly, accurate billing. If your customers have terms, you'll likely want a system where you can see accounts receivable and aging reports. Once you're clear on how you'll be operating, it's time to think about what information will help you build your business, both from a physical operations standpoint, but also from a strategic standpoint. Think about who needs to receive information from the point of sale through delivery of your product and what the most efficient methods are for your operations. And then also think about what you want to capture to help you make informed financial and strategic decisions, and how that information will get from point of sale through financial reconciliation to reports that deliver you the information you need on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, and annual basis. For this, I like to go to the endpoint and ask myself, what do we want to have at the end of each month? For example, for an online sale business, we certainly want to see product revenue and unit sales per product or SKU. We want to see shipping income and we want to see merchant fees paid. We also want to have the ability to track shipping costs if we're shipping directly through the website, or you'll want a smooth integration between the sales site and your shipping tool. For a multi-sales channel business, we're going to want to see total revenue by sales channel. We're going to want to see revenue by customer. We're also going to want to see unit sales and revenue by product or SKU and by customer, and any trade spend or promotion involved in the sales process. Ideally, we'll be able to see this data by month. Once I've thought through what information is valuable to me from a strategic and financial standpoint, I ask myself, What information do we need to be gathering or tracking to actually be able to report this information? For example, to see revenue by sales channel, we've got to be tracking our sales by sales channel. That means we need to clearly identify when we're sending an invoice to a wholesale customer versus when we're sending an invoice to a distributor, right? It also means that our online sales need to be tracked and input into our system clearly as online sales. If you want to see total unit sales or revenue by product, we need to ensure that we're tracking products sold. Now, for online and in a POS system, that's really easy to do by just ensuring that your products are entered into the system and your team is utilizing that system with the sale of every product. For invoicing systems, you essentially do the same thing. You make sure that your products are in the system that you're using and that you're including them on each invoice. Where we see things go wrong for businesses is where you don't have your products in a system. And each and every time you sell your product, a different terminology, different wording, different abbreviations might get used, and your sales data is kind of spread out and really difficult to track and pull together in an efficient manner. When you're clear on how you operate and what information you need to operate successfully, and you've identified the financial and strategic information that you want to gather for decision making, you can begin to review the available tools and systems that may meet your needs. We'll dive into that after a short break. This episode of the Good Food CFO podcast is sponsored by Sarah Delavan Consulting's Profit Assessment online course. This online course puts you in control of understanding your finances and making a plan to achieve your goals. Inside the course, you will learn exactly how to define your annual and quarterly goals based on your unique vision. Analyze your business's finances with our easy-to-use profit assessment template and establish your financial success formula and financial rollout plan. When you enroll, you get immediate access to our easy-to-use profit assessment template, financial rollout planner, and strategy finder. You also get access to our exclusive online platform and the Good Food CFO online network, plus a bonus vision and goal-setting workshop. Visit sarahdelavan.com or thegoodfoodcfo.com to learn more and enroll. There are so many tools out there. And if your business operates in 2 or more channels, I encourage you to choose the tool that is best for each channel. I have yet to find a one-size-fits-all channels solution. For example, Square is a great and convenient point of sale system for farmers markets or on-site events, right? It can be set up with your products, the locations that you sell at, etc. And therefore you can track product sales by location and get really useful product sales reports. It is not great for wholesale. Yes, you can create an invoice and email it to your customers for payment. But as far as reporting goes, it is quite limited and it doesn't offer robust tracking of sales by channel, unit sales by customer, etc., etc. QuickBooks, on the other hand, is not a great on-site point of sale system, but it is very good at doing the job of invoicing customers. They can pay online and you can get detailed reports for reviewing historical data by channel, by customer, and by product, both in terms of revenue and units sold. When choosing the right tools and systems for your business, first, make sure that the tool can support you operationally in a streamlined way. Once you've narrowed down the list of tools or systems that will support your operations, then start examining their reporting capabilities. Ask, can you gather the necessary information that you want within this tool or system? Can it report the data that you want in the way that you need it? And lastly, how easy is it for your financial team to access and review the information? Shopify has come a long way in the reports that it offers financial teams in terms of product revenue, shipping revenue, merchant fees, etc. And you can run pretty detailed reports that can be converted into insightful pivot tables for forecasting and strategic decision making. You can also grant your financial team with limited or full access the ability to pull reports and data that they need to do their job. Other newer online platforms like Fair and Toast, for example, offer reporting that is more limited. And at the time of this recording, offer just a single user login that must be shared with your financial team for them to access the information. This is typically not an ideal situation in our world. As you work through the process of identifying and creating your financial workflows, it is a very good idea to involve your entire financial team. That means, of course, your bookkeeper, your CEO, your production lead, your sales manager, if necessary, your CFO or financial consultant, because each person plays a different role in the workflow. And a collaborative discussion means that everyone's needs are known and understood, and you can arrive at a workflow that truly works. And you can also ensure that the tools and the systems that you're onboarding will effectively support your workflow. Each of these members of the financial team is an expert in their own area and can provide the best insight as to what will work and what won't at various points of the workflow. Now, as small business owners, many who bootstrap our businesses, we are pretty good at finding the lowest cost option to get the job done. And that can mean finding the tools and creating the systems that work for you right now. And what you've got right now may be perfect for several months or even several years. But as you grow and as your team grows, I encourage you to take time to reflect on and examine your financial workflows. Ask yourself, do you have the best tools and systems for the job? Do you have all the information that you want? Like, how many pounds of pasta did I make and sell last year? Who is our largest customer or our most profitable sales channel? How much did we spend specifically on production labor last year? And ask yourself, are you a necessary step in the workflow who, if removed, would have a lot more time to focus on making decisions and growing your business instead of keeping the books properly updated? Ask yourself what can or should be automated, what can or should be delegated, and how can you create financial workflows today that will support your growth tomorrow. If you could use some support in creating financial workflows that work for you and your business, join us in the Profitable Food Business community, where we'll be discussing this topic in our April live Q&A and all month long. If you're not yet connected with me on Instagram, please be sure to let me know that you're listening and tag me at sarah.delavan.consulting or use the hashtag #TheGoodFoodCFO podcast to let us know where you're listening. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I also hope that you have a great day. I'll be back in 2 weeks with a brand new episode.